All right. Welcome to another classic album review by moi. On this video, I'm gonna review the classic new metal album by Linkin Park called Theory. When hybrid when they put this album out, uh it was it sold 30. Did you know this album? This is the debut album by Linkin Park. This album sold 30 million copies worldwide. And is it making it the best selling debut album since Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction? This is the best selling rock album of the 21st century. Okay, this album was released October 24th, 2000. I still remember when I bought this album. Like I was like a few months. It was like I was fresh out of high school. My first few months of college. This is one of the 10 albums that I was jamming. It had that feel. It had that feel, that vibe. Like Hybrid Theory solidified, and it captured the essence of new metal and hard rock blended all into one. It had that that feeling, that that vibe to it. It was an excellent fusion of new metal, alternative metal, rap rock, alternative rock, with Chester Bennington singing the vocals. Mike Shinoda, hold up, Chester Bennington was the singer of the group, and like all those lyrics. Like he wrote like 90% of the lyrics, and then Mike Shinoda was the second vocalist. Um, like like Mike, yeah, like it was just these two some of those bands that got two singers is kind of tacky, but the way Mike Shinoda and Chester Bennington came together and infused that hip hop rock vibe to it. Like this album was an excellent fusion of rock and rap. Even though like a lot of people within the heavy metal community frown even to this day frown upon Linkin Park. Rap rock because it had that feel to it. It had that vibe. That but it's something that drew me. This is one of the albums that drew me to heavy metal. Like when I heard this album, every song on here sounds killer. Every song on here is killer as hell, and it was it just had that feel, that feel with bands like with this kill with this killer album and with a killer feel to it. Okay, and Chester Bennington, uh, Brad Delson, the lead guitarist, Joe Hahn, the turntablist, and hold up, like Linkin Park was originally fronted by Mark Wakefield and Dave Farrell, who basically left, but and then they was left, and then Chester Bennington, uh, he joined this band. Okay, they was originally called Zero, Xero, and and then they later changed their name to Hybrid Theory with the EP, but then they and then they just switched it around and called themselves Linkin Park. But like this album, this killer ass album with this feel and this vibe, filled with lyrics by the Chester Bennington, the pain that he went through, it talked about child abuse. Like his lyrics, Bennington's lyrics ooze with alcohol and drug abuse, child abuse, disappointments, isolations, and it just basically had those cliche heavy metal vibes because a lot of heavy metal singers. Back then, used to sing a bunch of songs that sound like some angry 15-year-old wrote, and like he actually went through all this stuff. I'm not saying the other guys did, but he went through a lot of that stuff, and like you could feel it in his lyrics, with songs like "One Step Closer" or "Paper Cut," like a it was songs like "Paper Cut," "One Step Closer," and you need about "Shut up when I'm talking to you," "Shut up." Da 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 da. Shut up. Da 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 da. Shut up. Da 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 da. Like I love that song, and I also like the song "With You," which is the track number 4, where it's like it's true the way I feel was promised by your face. The sound of your voice raising on my misery. You know, like the way that feel that song points of authority and crawling. My favorite songs on here are One Step Closer, With You, Crawling, By Myself, and In a Place for My Head, and Forgotten. Those are the best songs on this album. I'm gonna say that again. One Step Closer, With You, Crawling, By Myself. In the hold on, I forgot. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I try so hard. Yeah, like the way that feel, that feel and that element, all those heavy metal and hard rock fused together, fused together. This was another album that was a perfect blend of different type of styles, and like and that feel and that feel, man. It just captures me. I love the feel of this album. I love Hybrid Theory because this is one of their best albums. Even though the album that came after the Meteora was just as good, but like Hybrid Theory is their best album to date. Even though they changed up their style as the years went by, and of course with the departure of Chester Bennington, who took his life last year. But like this album was one of their best albums. Okay, this album Hybrid Theory, which is 12 tracks, like songs like Paper Cut, One Step Closer with You, Points of Authority, Crawling, like crawling in my skin. These wounds, the way he sung about depression, alcohol, and drug abuse, and child abuse, like the way he like I don't know what it is, but it's like tortured souls makes the best type of music. They make people who are tortured souls makes the best type of music, and unfortunately, their impact they don't get to relish in the fruits of their labor or their impact that their songs had to produce because they were so caught up in their depression. But their depression created such masterpieces like this album by Linkin Park. Oh, man, this is a good album. Like from scale to 1 to 10, I give this album a 10. This is one of the best albums I've ever heard by anybody. Hybrid Theory is a heavy metal hard rock classic.